Hi there. Ooh, that was a good voice screech. Good job, Max. Hi there. Try number two. I'm Max Doolin. I'm the founder of the Spokane Cyber Cup, and we're going to be talking about Injection City Challenge number 6, Template Injection. So again, we're going to look at exactly what this looks like. We're just going to read this. So the first thing is the challenge is literally called Template Injection. From all the previous challenges we've looked at, we should know that this is a specific vulnerability class. The rest of this says the website is using a templating engine for adding data to the HTML. What if you could modify the templating language itself? This is using Janinja 2 templating language in Flask. The flag is at flags/flags5.txt or within the flag variable. Hint. What is curly brace 7 times 7 curly brace do? Cool. So I think a really easy thing to check is just template injection. What does this even look like? So we see a Portswigger post, which is a really popular security blog. And we start to see things like this. So in Flask and a lot of other server-side rendering languages, there is what is called templating. And using templating, you can have like an HTML file and just add in little bits for the inputs you need. And it renders server side so that when it gets returned to the client, it has all the information in there. However, if you could somehow inject your improper input into that, then you could modify the template itself, which would be bad. So a really nice example of this is, which we literally just copied from there, is the 7 times 7. You'll notice this gets rendered as 49. This is a really clear indicator that we actually do have a template injection vulnerability here, because it's 7 times 7 is being rendered mathematically as 49. So if we go back to the hint here, we can also see this is acting on the flag variable. If we go to how this is actually being executed within app.py, which you guys should have access to, which one is this? The template injection challenge. Cool. So we can see that we're taking this HTML and we are rendering it ourselves. But when we render it, we're actually taking the name, which is a parameter that we're providing in the URL, and we're adding it into that. So that is exactly where our injection occurs at. And when we actually render this, we can see that we are adding in the flag variable for this. Well, this flag variable that's being added in to the templated string actually has the flag as a string in it. So if we could say, hey, you should like render this flag for us, we could actually put this in curly braces for it, and it will render it for us. This is because when we do the variable adding in Janinja 2, it is looking for these rendered template strings being added in. So when it sees flags or flag within this template, which we can inject into, it will actually print that out for us. So if we just do flag, then it adds in the flag for us. That's pretty cool. So at this point, we're able to add in our own content into the page. That's pretty rad. To make this even worse, though, we made this a little bit contrived, where we could easily give people the flag. However, there's something much worse you can do with this, which to me is kind of a bonus, not the intended solution, but I still think it's pretty cool. So if we go back here and we look at the solution, because I can't remember this off the top of my head, we can actually get code execution using this, which is pretty rad. I literally just Googled this. So I went to this website for Hack Tricks, which is a really cool website which has lots of information. And it gives us some information on what could be used to get code execution. And using this template injection, we could likely get code execution within this context. There's a lot of different tricks here, and I tried a bunch of these until one of them worked. And it turns out that this one works. It's pretty cool. So what's happening here, which it's all URL encoded, um, so they can be rendered in the browser. But right here, what it's doing is it's doing some black magic where it's traversing Python data structures in Flask and calling a Python library called OS after it imports it, and then it's doing cat all of the flags. So if we copy all of that in, which you could find this from the hack tricks and execute your own payload as well. Ooh. It will do the same exact thing, and it will render that for us, which is really cool. So this is kind of an unintended solution, but not really a good way to hold this back. If you solve it this way, good for you. That's really awesome. You're definitely on the right path. Yeah, I think this is a super fun challenge. Let me know if anybody has any questions on it. Thanks.